Hi there, good morning. It is about noon. Merry Christmas. Today is December 25th. Welcome to Malaysia. The Malaysian flag there, that is my hotel, Thene Hotel. I just arrived here in Malaysia last night, flying from Bali, Indonesia. It is currently 82 degrees Fahrenheit, that is 28 degrees Celsius. Just a perfect, nice, warm, not too hot day and no rain in the forecast. So, some of you might be wondering what happened to Australia. So the weather forecast will answer that question. My flight to Cairns, Australia is actually tonight, around 7 this evening. However, the flight is from Bali, where I am no longer. I am not catching that flight. So I'm going to show a couple of images here that will explain why I canceled my plans to go to Australia. Here's the weather forecast for Cairns. And then here is the weather forecast for Penang, Malaysia. So maybe that answers the question. By the way, this is Georgetown, the main city on Penang Island, Malaysia, which is connected to the mainland of Malaysia, the peninsula sticking down from Thailand. There's a bridge over to Butterworth, another city on the other side. And Thailand is just north of here, and I am planning to head in that direction, but more about that later. Chinese language there. There is clearly a lot of Chinese influence here. I'm seeing the Chinese language in various Chinese temples all over. I am just here for 2 nights because, for one thing, I kind of want to get away from the city. I'm headed for the more tranquil islands of Thailand, basically. But I have a flight tomorrow from here to Langkawi Island, Malaysia, which is an island that I really wanted to see. I knew more about it, had heard more about it than Penang here. I am looking for some brunch. And so I'm flying over to Langkawi tomorrow. We'll spend a few days there and then head for the Thai island that I have been most interested in seeing, that I haven't been to yet, and that is Koh Lipe, which is right across from Langkawi. I think you can just catch a boat over there. And then I will get back into Thailand, and the weather looks good there, and Koh Lipe is a very small little island that you can just walk around. So I'm looking forward to that kind of small island tranquility without a city, without having to figure out transportation, just walk over to the beach, walk to the other side of the island, etc. And so that is the general travel trajectory for now. But in the meantime, I'm really looking forward to seeing this city. I think it's going to be really interesting. We're kind of on the outskirts here. So far, what I've seen of the images, then it reminds me kind of Singapore, which kind of makes sense. There's a similar history there. Okay, we have a whole complicated walkway situation. Not sure where I need to be, but I have my phone and I am going to the main places to see here in Georgetown, which is named after King George. This region was occupied by the British starting in the 18th century, the 1700s. So Georgetown was named after the King George at the time. And it has a very interesting, colorful old town apparently. There is also Little India here, and we will get to the water. Here you can get a little taste of the colorful buildings. Not sure if that's actually an old one or not, but the style looks to be the kind of classic older style. Let's head this way. It is looking very bustling, very lively. All right, time to check the phone, make sure I'm going the right way. So I'm walking over to a building that is going to be quite interesting. On the way is this market. Classic scene here, and some cheap eats. People lining up for this one, must be good. Road famous Teochew Chendul. Hungry fixer, that's what I need. Cheese potato. But I'd like to find a nice spot to take a seat and relax for a little bit. I'm getting hungry but not starving yet, so let's see a bit more, and then I will find somewhere to take a break for a little while. Okay, so the Malaysian ringgit, basically divide by 4 to get the US dollars. So $2 for wonton noodle soup, about $5 for that, I guess like prawns. All quite inexpensive. However, Malaysia is very expensive compared to Indonesia. Not these food prices obviously, but as you saw, my hotel there was quite expensive. That was one of the cheapest options available other than hostels. Perhaps it is partly because of being Christmas and there wasn't a lot of availability, but it was the case in Singapore as well, that it was way more expensive than Indonesia, where I had much nicer rooms for like a quarter the price. And so Malaysia and Singapore in general are more expensive than other Southeast Asian countries, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Myanmar, Indonesia, etc. But if you want to eat cheap, then as always, find the street food, the local places, authentic Chinese restaurants. So where I'm going right now is a Chinese monument. Very interesting neighborhood around here. Medicated tea stall. Look at this. Pretty cool. Rojak Tinyakui food juice. Whatever that means exactly. Maybe that just means food and juice. Long Feng restaurant. Pelican fried chicken. glow-in-the-dark museum. A lot to see around here. Very colorful part of town, and I think it's going to get even more interesting more into the old town, and especially the docks, the sea. Once we get there, it will be nice to see the sea and feel the sea breezes, because it is heating up. Got some pastries, yam puff, lotus salted egg crisp. So what do we have here? Buddhist? I'm guessing. Definitely the Chinese influence. Chinese language there. Old house restaurant. I'm guessing it's been around for a while. And so I think that I am not going to get too adventurous today. I know that there is much more to see of Penang here than just Georgetown, the city. Over on the west coast, there is a park and beaches, but it's a bit of a drive. That will mean figuring out how to get there, taking a bus, taxi, whatever, and I'm just feeling lazy today and not in a mood for a big, all day long sort of an adventure. So I think that I'm just going to walk around the city here, give you a taste of the interesting neighborhoods and the street food and all that. And then I will be spending the rest of my day back in my room, video editing, catching up with my videos from Bali. Kawasan Warasan Heritage Enclave. Georgetown, World Heritage Incorporated. Lovely little park here. Adore Art Cafe. A lot of cool, quaint little shops. Segway Heritage Tours. So I think that we are getting more into the old town here. So, are those real or fake trees there with the pink flowers? I'd seen something in Singapore that I was remarking on as feeling very spring-like. The flowers in bloom, and then people remarked, those are fake. I hadn't realized, I hadn't looked closely. Durian Baby and Friends. The smelly durian fruit. Okay, we are almost to my first destination. Okay, here it is. Leong San Tong Ku Kongsi. Hello. One ticket? Okay, great. So the ticket was 10 Malaysian ringgit. That is $2.25 or 2 euros and 12 cents. Here we go. The Ku Kongsi is a large Chinese clan house with elaborate and highly ornamented architecture, a mark of the dominant presence of the Chinese in Penang, Malaysia. The famous Ku Kongsi is the grandest clan temple in the country. It is also one of the city's major historic attractions. The clan temple has retained its authentic historic setting, which includes an association building, a traditional theater, and the late 19th century row houses for clan members, all clustered around a granite paved square. It is located in Cannon Square in the heart of the oldest part of the city of Georgetown, in the midst of narrow, winding lanes and quaint-looking pre-war houses, exuding a palpable old-world charm. So a Chinese clan house from 1906. Very interesting and elaborate building. Look at that. Okay, let's go inside. Wow, this is really phenomenal. Visitors are strictly not allowed to roll the granite balls in the lions' mouths. Interesting rule. So there are the granite balls inside the lions' mouths. Do not roll them. And so right nearby is a mosque. Malaysia is, of course, majority Muslim. Some similar history to Indonesia in that this region was Hindu. The Hindus came from India in the 1st century AD, 2,000 years ago, and existed all throughout these islands for many centuries until the 1400s, when the Muslim traders arrived and took over and converted most of the people to Islam. But of course Bali is one of the exceptions, being majority Hindu, left over from the Hindu people who were here, and then north of here, then Thailand is of course Buddhist. So I'm not sure exactly what I can show here, but let's find out. I think I probably shouldn't walk in there, but get a little taste of a local mosque. Remove your shoes. So this is the Kapitan Keling Mosque, built in the 19th century by Indian Muslim traders in Georgetown, Penang, Malaysia. It is situated on the corner of Buckingham Street and Pitt Street. Being a prominent Islamic historic center, it is part of the World Heritage Site of Georgetown. The most prominent historic mosque in Penang, it was first built by the East India Company troops when they arrived in Penang towards the end of the 18th century. Okay, Wikipedia said 19th century, but 18th century, so end of the 1700s. As the population of India Muslim settlers grew, Kaudir Mohuddin, who was also the Kapitan Keling, or headman at that time, applied for a land grant as a larger and more permanent mosque was necessary. In 1801, okay, there we go, the East India Company granted 18 acres of land where builders and materials from India were brought to construct the mosque. Okay, so they arrived at the very end of the 1700s and then established their presence here in the early 1800s. And so that is an interesting fact that I didn't realize. I've been mentioning that the Muslims came here and took over from the Hindus who had been here for many centuries. But the Muslims came also from India. Makes sense because, of course, the Taj Mahal is a Muslim monument in India. India was taken over by Muslims and then they headed this way. Welcome to Masjid Kapitan Keling. Non-Muslim with proper dress code and decorum are welcome to visit the mosque. Now, am I properly dressed? Let's just take a look from the outside here. Some good looking food there. Nasi goreng, Indonesian nasi goreng ayam, satay, chicken chop, chicken biryani. I have no idea what's in here. Let's take a look. Must be something. Wow, okay, it's kind of similar to the other one. I guess no entrance fee for this one.